Okay, so I'll be testing out the Moyu Lube V2 and V3. These are both $1 on TheCubicle, so $1 for 5 milliliters, which is a really good deal in my opinion. From what I've read, the V2 is supposed to make your cube faster, and V3 is supposed to make your cube slower. Here I have two cubes. This one is the Moyu Along V2, and this is the Waylong GTS2. I don't think you have to use the lube on Moyu cubes. These just happen to be the cubes that I have. I'll be lubing the GTS2 first. So here's what it sounds like before lubing. So yeah, it's really dry, feels a little bit sandy. Yeah, it's just overall like, really dry and feels pretty bad. I'll be putting some in here. This lube is a bit thicker. The viscosity is pretty high, and you only really need a few drops. So I'll be putting 1 drop on the edge. You can see 1 drop there, then on an adjacent edge, there, and then I'll just mix it in. So right away, the cube feels less sandy. It's flows a bit better. Not too much of a difference. Yeah, once I mix it around most of the pieces more externally, I will drop some in the internals, and that should help the feel even more. So what I like to do is find a side, and I'll just open it up and drop some lube inside. Okay. So now that's more inside, the feel should be a bit better now. And yeah, it's definitely becoming a lot smoother. If you just listen to the turning of one side, it's definitely a lot quieter, which is really nice. The feeling is great. It's not too slow. This is a nice, just adds a bit of smooth feeling, doesn't slow it down too much, and definitely makes it more controllable. That's the Moyu Lube V3. The V3 doesn't come with a label. It's just the one with the purple cap. So anyway, let's try the Along V2 now. So this is the turning beforehand. The turning is like pretty quiet, not as sandy as the GTS2 was. But yeah, it's really slow. Like, as you can see, I'm catching a lot because it requires quite a lot of force to make one turn. Like, doing D moves is pretty hard. The V2 lube is much thinner, and it's also white. Not sure why, but yeah, this should make the cube faster. So I'll do the same process as I did for the GTS2. Just drop on this edge. Yeah, it's in. It's got it all over the cube. This one's very liquidy, so it's very hard to apply. I'll just work that in a little bit so it doesn't run off. And then this one. Okay, and now I gotta turn it. And yeah, right away, most of the resistance that was originally there is gone. The turning is much better in terms of speed and feel. The feel before was like relatively smooth compared to the GTS 2. It wasn't like sandy or anything, but it was very, very slow. Now, like, I can do the moves with not too much force, which is really nice. Just drop some deep in there. Okay. So, adding a drop on the inside really sped it up quite a lot compared to putting it on just the edges. Like, now this cube is usable, which is pretty impressive for an hour-long V2. So overall, I'm really impressed with the Moyu lubes. I think they're really good for most purposes, either to speed up or slow down your cube. As I said, they're $1 on TheCubicle for 5 milliliters. So yeah, I recommend if you're looking for some new lube that's relatively cheap, that you check out the Moyu lubes.